Hi, my name is Jovan Cruz. I'm an organizing crew. We're doing candidate forums, and this is my guest, Paul Young. You want to introduce yourself?
Right. My name is Paul-Ratha Yem, and I'm running for Low City Council to represent District 7, which is the acre. So I'm very honored and happy to be here to share my thoughts and answer any question that you may have.
My first question I want to start off with is, would you support rehabbing slash expanding slash better utilizing our existing homes and storefronts? Yes or no?
Yes, yes. If I may say, my professional is real estate brokers, and before that, I was the executive director of the Cambodian American League, located at 60 Middlesex Street, not too far from here. There were two buildings. There was sit idly next to Washington Savings Bank. So I was able to convert that into a 24 affordable housing and a 5 commercial on the first floor until this day. So if you drive by 16 Middlesex Street, you'll see Sim Driving School on the bottom. That's my office used today.
Okay. That's what's up. Number two, is our main street slash downtown area healthy and successful? Yes or no? If not, what would you do to change that?
Well, the downtown is not within my district, but as a counselor, you also work with other district counselor as well. And the downtown, look at the businesses. There's a lot of closed storefronts and stuff like that. So, and there's a lot of homelessness, and that's also not good for the business. So, as a city councilor, we looked at various alternatives. My experience, I have able to attract businesses that move into the city of Lowell. For example, at 355 Market Street, I was able to attract the Tasty Dumpling. It's a well-known, successful restaurant in Miami, Florida. They were looking to expand to this area, so I was able to help them to relocate and establish at 355 Market Street. If you have time, stop by. They do well. Their business is doing well, and the food is excellent. Try some.
Number three, would you vote in support of a motion slash allocating from the city budget for incarcerated people who are being released back into society?
I would love to do that, and also not just support them, but also provide training to readjust back into society. They need skills, employable skills. So I would definitely allocate money to support this kind of initiative and program.
Okay. Number four, as UTEC, we value equality. We as organizers try to decrease racism and violence in the streets. How would you vote on a motion that says racism is a public health issue?
I would vote yes. Racism is a public health crisis, and I would even take a step further. It's a pandemic, just like coronavirus. When it's a pandemic, that you need to address it with a treatment. So, as a person of color, as a refugees, immigrants myself, I'm also a subject of racism. Name calling. Also tell me, I'm told to go back to where I came from. So I personally would vote yes, declaring racism is a public health crisis.
Okay. My last question, number five, do you support having our own version of the carrier law? Yes or no? And if you don't know what it is,
Care.
a series of laws that make it a crime for a law enforcement officer to fail to intervene when another officer is using excessive force, and also protects whistleblowers.
Yeah, I would support. This is part of the ongoing training. The police go through the training like all of us, in any profession. So when my previous job, I worked at the Attorney General's office in the Civil Rights Division in Boston. So one of our role is we do police training, civil rights training, so that police officer are trained, to recognize, to understand, the issue of civil rights, of the people. These are important, and we saw this play out in the media. the killing of George Floyd and other, other minority people of color, Black, Asian, Latino. So we saw that, and this is critical, and I would support it. I would encourage other officers, to speak up, to step up, because just like any community, you don't want one bad apple to destroy, to tarnish your reputation as, as a group. And I have seen instances that some officer have done that, stepped up, and say, no, you went too far. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I want to just end by saying that this is a critical election that a City of Law create a district representation, and as you a young person, you are the future of our city. You need to step up and vote the candidate that support the mission of the organization. So